Okay, so I'm actually doing this in one sitting, at least for recording purposes, but like I'm dividing up the video in two parts because it's more digestible. Sorry for the dog barking, but I mean, yeah, I don't know how much you can hear the dog barking, but other than that, let us commence. Everything remains the same in every other intro. I think now that we've gotten to the end, I've got my point across. So appreciate y'all. Shout out to Swag, Potted, Elephant Man. And without further ado, let's hop in. Animals around us. Let's do it. I think I'm gonna stop. Like right now, it's 11:38 a.m. when I'm recording this. I'm gonna stop around 12, and yeah, and then like eat, because I break my fast around 12, and then eat between 12 to 7. By the way. Ooh.
The channel.
Hold on, this song is hitting. What? Oh no, not him.
So, the channel formerly known as.
Shoot, I don't know when you switched the song. Did it not come up? Am I tripping? I may have not have like heard this in the last part.
Animals Around Us is now known as Thai MTV. Despite the name, it is actually Vietnamese. Most of their videos, or at least the most popular one, focus around this big bucket of water they have. They always start pouring random fish and other aquatic animals into the bucket, including eels, carps, betta fish, axolotls, koi fish, and even frogs and baby
axolotls. Where do you even get those? I don't know how common they are, but you know, it felt like there was just a point in the year where axolotls became the new hottest creature to talk about. I had the video paused at 111 crazy. Anyways, back to the video. the rare aquatic Pokemon collector guy.
Ducks. I don't really know why they do this. Maybe it's for kids or something, but putting this many animals into such a small and enclosed space is considered by most to be animal cruelty. Now, I couldn't really find anything about who runs this channel, but their newer videos seem a bit more normal, I think. Hopefully they stopped.
Yeah, wait. Is there actually a video of this dude finding an axolotl? How did he get that?
LPS Tube apparently literally just refers to the YouTube community surrounding the toy franchise Littlest Pet Shop. More specifically, people in this community will make videos with toys. Sometimes it's just showing off their collection or...
One second. Okay, there we go.
General discussion about the series, but other times they make a narrative episodic series by voicing the toys. Almost always made by children, these types of videos have been on YouTube for a very long time, since around 2006. Now, This subculture is certainly not my area of expertise. This might surprise you all, but I was never into Littlest Pet Shop. Those are girl toys, and I like boy toys. While it is an interesting side of YouTube with increasingly high production value and storytelling, it's not something I can really talk about from first-hand experience. Something I am familiar with, though, is the various videos kids have made about historical events using Littlest Pet Shop toys.
This may be the last ad you see. With Pi App Block, visit your...
Let's keep going.
Like, LPS World War II, LPS 9/11 special crying emoji.
What the fuck?
Praying hands emoji. LPS version FDR Pearl Harbor speech 75th anniversary. LPS and Frank clip. LPS
What?
Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Imagine this is like some like psyop dude.
All of these are pretty classic videos. I'm not exactly sure why they pick this subject matter. I assume they get assigned to do it in class or something. Anyways, apparently this LPS tube pretty much no longer exists.
Oh, wow.
When YouTube Kids was first started, a lot of these videos started getting marked down as for kids if they so much as had LPS in the title, which meant that even the adults making these videos would have all their comments disabled and they would lose all their revenue, which is honestly kind of fucked up. Oh, and by the way, I have no clue why this is in tier 10. Like, there are several multi-million view videos on this subject. This definitely feels like something I talk about in like tier 4 or something.
Yeah, lower tier. My year at John Lilly's Dolphin Lab.
My year at John Lilly's Dolphin Lab is a video uploaded by Ted Nelson, who is, according to Wikipedia, a pioneer of information technology who coined the term hypertext.
That's not what's important right now, though.
Oh,
What is
wow.
important is what he's actually talking about in this video, which is his time at John C. Lilly's dolphin lab. For the uninitiated, because I certainly was, John C. Lilly was a famous neuroscientist and psychoanalyst. He was
Oh.
first known for, well, first investing the sensory deprivation tank, and then taking a fuck ton of LSD.
What? What? That's crazy.
And going inside just to see what would happen. However, most people know the name from his controversial experiments from the 1960s on bottlenose dolphins in the US Virgin Islands. And let me tell you, the islands these experiments took place on were the only virgin thing about
She liked me as she swam by.
That was him. Wait, I have heard of this guy.
She would often present her genitals, which I would caress and sometimes finger. She liked that.
Hold on, guys. Oh my gosh, bro. What? All right. This right here is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to, like, I guess, geniuses. Or just like some people who are just like mad geniuses or whatever. There is a tinge of just the craziest shit. Like some of the, like, I don't even know what else to say, bro. She liked me. She often would present her genitals. Bro, imagine saying this about, like, an actual, like, woman and not an aquatic animal.
experiments from the 1960s on bottlenose
can't,
dolphins in
bro.
the US Virgin Islands. And let me tell you, the islands these experiments took
Yo, I even heard it in Swugwood's voice right there. You was, and let me tell you, dude.
place on were the only virgin thing about
She liked me as
The perfect cut off, dude. I can't, bro.
as she swam by. She would often present her genitals, which I would caress and sometimes finger. She liked that. I contemplated coming in on a Saturday at a time no one would be around and actually attempting intercourse. I was young and horny and I believe capable. But the idea that I might be found dead, naked, and raked by dolphin teeth deterred me.
Okay, I'm getting to that.
Insane. Insane, bro. Insane.
Let me finish. Fuck. Research mainly focused on how humans could better work their way to understanding animals, or I guess in a broader sense, life forms that aren't humans. This was the 1960s, which meant that the United States was in the heat of the space race, and scientists were increasingly interested in communication with extraterrestrial life. Dolphins, considered by most to be the second most intelligent species on Earth besides humans, were the main subject of the research. Many experiments were conducted under John C. Lilly's plan relating to the communication of dolphins and humans. He even, most controversially, gave LSD to the dolphins. Scientists and I guess NASA, since that's who was funding all this, were just really, really interested in LSD in the 1960s, especially John.
Let me just say this. Yeah, psycho, what is it? Oh, what the fuck is it? Psycho, I don't know, remember the word, but sometimes I gotta take back this word genius. But also, no, like, you know, like, it's like that mad creator shit. Or just, I take back everything I said. I don't know. There's a level of control you can have as a mad genius, but you see in the science community and sometimes to science, there's just morals go out the window. Or like, they transcend past duality, bro. For the advancement of science. Is it like experiments like this always how like Poppy Playtime or all these consciousness programs happen? This is for the betterment in the future of evolution for the human race type shit, bro. Never mind. These be the scientists that caused this shit, like the zombie viruses and shit. Oh, shit.
Lilly. He believed it gave people a higher state of consciousness, and he wanted to replicate that in dolphins. Even more controversially, he created something called a dolphinarium, which usually just means an aquarium for dolphins, but in this case, it meant a flooded residential home that they allowed to have 3 dolphins live in. Margaret Howe Lovett, another researcher who worked with John Lilly, believed that if she lived with the dolphins like a human mother would live with her child, she would be able to teach the dolphins to speak English, and, well, she got a little too attached, and with no way of sugarcoating it, had sexual intercourse with the dolphin. Long story short, the project was defunded and eventually discontinued. Then the dolphins were eventually relocated to a smaller tank, and the dolphin who had intercourse with Margaret Lovett apparently died
Oh,
which
I remember this.
John Lilly
Yeah.
believed to be because of heartbreak. Yeah, the dolphin apparently got so depressed that it ended up taking its own life. So, wow. John C. Lilly was so into psychedelics that he also believed in things like the Earth Coincidence Control Office, or ECHO for short, a cosmic entity he said orchestrates all coincidences in human life. He lived as possibly the most
crazy.
literal definition of a mad scientist,
Yeah,
and he passed away in 2001. But his research was influential enough to have several works inspired by it, like the 1980 Hollywood film Altered States, the Japanese animated series Serial Experiments Lane apparently, and of course the Sega Genesis video game Echo the Dolphin. Yeah, Sega really just did make a whole game roughly inspired by some dude who fed LSD to dolphins and let people fuck them, didn't they? But hey, if they didn't, then we wouldn't have Vaporwave, so anyways, back to the video. Yeah, this is the aforementioned Ted Nelson describing his experiences at the Dolphin Lab, and even admitting to participating in sexual activities with Chi-Chi the Dolphin. It's a pretty wild 25-minute watch.
Oh my gosh. I think I need to go make food now. Okay, next up we've got a cult. You guys were going to see me in a changed outfit, but then I decided it's a little too cold, so I put the hoodie back on. My hat no longer fits on my head either, backwards at least. Dude, my hair's too grown out. I'm going to have to take off the hat again. But I need a style to put it in, dude. I don't just want this puffy mohawk. But I do enjoy the puffy mohawk. Actually, a lot of people like the puffy mohawk. I don't know why I don't personally like it. I don't know why. But okay, let's do this. Okay.
Desteni is an obscure, controversial organization created by Bernard Pullman, a guy who...
Ow. It just works so much better forward.
is just your average Namibian. The organization focuses around self-improvement kind of stuff. You know, there's a paragraph on their website where they say they research and investigate the essence of what it means to live responsibly and fully, and that it's done through the participation of everyone that is interested and dares to take on the journey of self-discovery. Many, including this very Iceberg chart, consider this group to be a cult. And yeah, that's probably not inaccurate. According to this Vice article by River Donahue, Bernard Pullman believed himself to be an exorcist of some kind, able to save people who were possessed by demons. Like, for example, in the 1990s, he claims a film crew came to his house to interview him about a software he created, which could cure ADHD and other behavioral issues in children. Then, one of the cameramen had a seizure on set, but Bernard believed it was a demonic possession. He grabbed him, held him, and told the man to say he forgives himself, and suddenly the demon was gone. According to Bernard, this was all captured on video, but the film crew was so terrified that they destroyed any evidence of it. And then from that day, he dedicated his life to ridding the world of
That's not suspicious.
demons and started the Desteni organization to help save people from possession. Some other things he claims is that he died once and in the afterlife met up with both Jesus Christ and Adolf Hitler. Desteni is one of those online cults that would spread its good word in the early years of YouTube's lifespan. That being said though, it only had around 100 members, 20 of which lived on a farm with Bernard Pullman around the outskirts of Pietermaritzburg in South Africa. Desteni isn't officially recognized by anyone outside of the group as anything more than either a joke, a scam, or a cult. Rick Allen Ross, who is probably the most internationally well-known expert on cults, says Desteni fits into the category of a cult-like authoritarian group, which uses thought reform techniques, and he sees it as potentially unsafe. I can't stress enough how insane Bernard Pullman was.
Bernard Pullman promotes the forgiveness of...
Bernard Pullman promotes the forgiveness of Hitler.
Not only did he say he met Adolf Hitler in the afterlife, but as he mentioned in his book, I Am Hitler, he forgave him so hard that he became an all-powerful super demon who helped people. Man, what is it with these kinds of people and Hitler?
Yeah, there's an odd correlation, bro.
That's a rhetorical question. I think I know.
I was gonna have something to say, but never mind.
What's with these guys and Hitler? Bernard is no longer with the group as he passed away back in 2013. However, the group's
He is now with Hitler.
website still seems to operate, and I think they're still active, which is kind of surprising. The site is still kept up by some devout Destonians. Yes, that's literally what they're called, though it's clear that it's far smaller than it once was, which is saying a lot because it never really was that big to begin with. I'm only scratching the surface here. There's honestly enough here that you can make an entire video on Desteni, which, to my knowledge, no one has really done before on YouTube. So if you want to dive down the rabbit hole yourself, I'll link this article by a blogspot page called The Desteni Cult in the description.
Love has one cult.
Oh, Jesus, another cult.
We're just getting cult stuff now.
Cult already? Well, Love Has Won, sometimes known by alternate names such as the Galactic Federation of Light and 5D Full Disclosure, was a religious movement started around 2006 by Amy Carlson. Followers of the movement, which today is almost exclusively referred to as a cult by media outlets and ex-members, believed Amy Carlson, who they called Mother God, to be a 19 billion-year-old deity that created the universe, could cure cancer, and was the reincarnation of not only Jesus Christ, but also Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, Harriet Tubman, and Marilyn Monroe. She also said that she can communicate with
the Harriet Tubman was such an odd throw in there, but okay.
The spirits of deceased celebrities like Robin Williams, John Lennon, Prince, Tupac, David Bowie, Michael Jackson, Steve Irwin, and even the currently alive Donald Trump, who she believed to be her father. She told her followers, gathered through YouTube and elsewhere on the internet, that she would lead
there it is, 144.
144,000 people to the fifth.
And you know what's so funny about that? This is the shit I talk about, guys. The 100. Oh my god, is. Oh my god, I don't even. Oh man, I feel like never mind.
Dimension. This group has a long and winding history of complete insanity, and even eventually ended with Amy Carlson's mummified corpse being discovered in someone's house.
What?
I couldn't possibly go super in-depth with explanations on the century, but I would recommend you go watch the HBO documentary series Love Has Won, The Cult of Mother God, for more.
How do these motherfuckers gain traction, bro? I don't understand this, bro. It must be a like something mixed with the placebo effect, right? Like it has to be. Because the law of attraction and all these things that these groups sort of kind of take on, well, the law of attraction wasn't mentioned here, but, you know, books like Think and Grow Rich and other books that talk about like abundance and mindset and how the universe is connected with all this stuff and quantum shit. I don't understand how these groups take that and then turn into this. Like, it's so odd to me, bro. But then, like, I guess if you look at the people who run the cults and then the people who fall for cults, that must be the, like, you have to also look at the types of people that fall for cults or what they're in search for. But sometimes those individuals be completely normal people. Granted, some things are, like, off. But, like, I just don't understand how these people, like, a whole documentary of this motherfucker? She might as well be Cleopatra. Got a whole show dedicated to her. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's me, and maybe it's just because of like the Iceberg doing this to my mind. But doesn't it feel like to some degree negativity gets more of a push or shit rather than positive movements? Because the inverse to this or opposite to this would be someone like Joe Dispenza, where Joe Dispenza has brought on, like, I mean, I think, what is the word so I don't fuck it up? I think I'm right. Neurologists. Am I right? Like, from his things you could see, he's gone on shows with neurologists, doctors, whatever, and talked about like all this quantum stuff and like people being healed from things like this. I'm pretty sure Joe Dispenza has probably got that he was a cult too. But this, you know, he combines the world of like science and more metaphysical things and people get actual results. So it's almost like, you know, he's not really promoted, or I don't know if he would ever get a documentary, but it's funny how like they rather promote the people who take these like more esoteric concepts and go off the deep end with it and then like promote it rather than being like, oh, here's someone where the world tried to prove they were a cult, they weren't, and now because we can't get any bad press out of it, or like we can't make this person look bad or spin the story, it's not interesting enough, so we're not going to give this person like their platform. They essentially will always be independent. Like another one that I think of is Tony Robinson. Is it Tony Robinson? But I don't know too much about Tony Robinson or even Joe Dispenza to make it, but like they have obviously a very, very powerful positive effect and a lot of results of helping people. So that's kind of the two examples I want to show, because it's like they do get pushed to the right people and they've built their platforms, but it's like HBO or Netflix is never going to do a documentary on those types of people. It's always going to be the people who took like New Age, which also it's not New Age. This is all Kemetic science and ancient Egypt and so old. It's not New Age, but they take that and then like mix it also with biblical stuff, because the 144,000 souls that are supposed to ascend is from the Bible. So they like take this stuff, go off the deep end, and then somehow this
info on this stuff. It's fucking ridiculous.
You see, like that shit amazes me, rather than to promote the actual like people like hand in hand. But that's why I say maybe it's just me, and maybe because I'm watching the Iceberg, my mind has become so focused on a lot of the more negative aspects. But it does. I don't know if you guys feel like that. Maybe it's just me, that the negative things like why, like example, and I heard that Netflix got flack for this, which I'm glad they did, like doing another documentary on Jeffrey Dahmer, or like when they do like, oh, let's just have a show where Zac Efron is going to be Ted Bundy. Like, it's like, what is so fascinating about these motherfucking killers? It cannot be that fascinating. Is it like the effect that they had? It was revolutionary that a charismatic guy, that the first time cameras were introduced into a courtroom, could basically be like the first YouTube apology videos. Like, I don't understand how it's so fascinating that a guy got away with this, that we need like 7 different renditions, or, that's what I'm talking about. I'm grouping Mother Goddess over here into that. You know what I'm saying? Some weird shit, dude. I don't know. Sorry for ranting. I don't know. Now we're on to Goosh Goosh.
A shock video, which is a clip from the anime Tokyo Tribe 2, where the main antagonist, Bappa, sexually assaults a man to death. Not much to say about this one, and I'm obviously not going to show it here, so moving on. Whenever I see one of those entries that's just a channel whose name is just some person's first and last name, I get worried that I'm going to have to talk about a real-life murder case or something of the sort, but thankfully this guy is just an animator. Jacob Burov makes some really weird shit. Perhaps most well known for punitive psychiatry, which is... He's also known for doing music videos for certain metal bands like Obsidian Kingdom and The Lion's Daughter, which I honestly haven't heard of, but he also did the music video for Fairy Tale, a song by a Russian band called Ice Peak with over 40 million views.
Oh.
This stuff is pretty trippy.
Pretty badass.
Sawako Kabuki is another animator on this tier. Her stuff is also pretty weird.
Oh, it's funny that it's so far on this tier, because it's like you do recognize these from one of these going viral. Like the whole cockroach calisthenics, this whole thing going on is I just don't know why I read that. I felt defeated because I was reading it. But anyways, point is that like you actually I don't know if any of you have seen this. This was like viral. Like the weird animation like caught steam, because that's how I know of it. But I never knew the artist behind it, the animator. So it's cool to watch the Iceberg and see things like this. I know this has happened many times before on the Iceberg, but that's what I'm saying. So it's funny that it's in this tier, because it's like this was, unless I'm chronically online, this I'm pretty sure got a lot of attention, bro. Dr. Huge Flake. Let's get it.
Dr. Huge Flake is fucking gross. So, you know how on YouTube there's those pimple popping videos that people sometimes watch, mainly because, like, it's satisfying? Well, there's also a smaller, albeit still large community on the site dedicated to the treatment and removal of dandruff. I'm sorry to anyone who watches this kind of content, because I definitely had people in my comment section saying they like the pimple popping videos, but I personally think these dandruff videos are even more disgusting. Them pulling this flaky shit out of their scalp, it's just ugh. However, one of these channels, Dr. Huge Flake, takes this a step further. Well, actually a lot of steps further. Way too many steps further. In the earliest videos on this channel, there are pretty reasonable takes on the dandruff removal format. Like, you know, there's some person with dandruff and they treat it. These videos might be faked. I honestly didn't care to look hard enough to tell, but still. However, shit takes a turn for the worst really fast. They start making videos removing these comically large clumps of fucking crusty shit on their head that look more like hats than anything. And oh my god, they start adding fucking bugs to these things. Like, there's real life maggots and worms wriggling around in this person's fucking sandcastle they have on their head. I might be doing a bad job describing this.
You couldn't pay me to even... I don't know how they pay these people to sit in these videos, bro.
And that's because I'm way too grossed out to be looking at this for too long. And I'm absolutely not showing it to anyone who doesn't want to see this either. Look up Dr. Huge Flake if you're really interested in what I'm talking about, but it's just so gross. It's also definitely fake. Dandruff can't get so bad that bugs start creating colonies inside your hair. But like, they're still clearly putting that shit in their hair, and the bugs are definitely real. So, yeah. Worst of all is that the focus of the video is almost always a child. This has to constitute as child abuse, right? Like, there's no way you're allowed to cover your child's hair in maggots and wasp nests. Surely this should be illegal. And yet, Dr. Huge Flake remains on YouTube to this day with over 100,000 subscribers. It's fucking shocking and almost feels fetishistic. Do hyper dandruff fetishes exist? Because this is that taken to its natural extreme. The person who runs Dr. Huge Flake also used to run a second account called Kitten Tick, where they do similar...
I'm not gonna say anything about Kitten Tick, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like there's a theme when you start I don't know.
Things with removing ticks from cats. Now, this channel is at least a little better than the last one because the ticks are actually just seeds they put on the cat's face, but...
Like, okay, you see what I'm saying? And he just asked the question, is there a fetish that exists for these things? And it's like, he used to run an account that like taking ticks off of cats? Could be just a weird hyperfixation, or it could be some weird fetish.
I still think it's pretty inhumane and constitutes animal abuse, which is why Kitten Tick was eventually banned off YouTube. But Dr. Huge Flake's still up, so kind of weird. Magma Diver, not to be confused with episode 10 of Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is also titled Magma Diver, is a video that has since been taken down for copyright reasons, and to my knowledge there is no known archive of. However, judging from this Reddit thread and this thumbnail, we can gather that it's a 4-minute long video of someone crucifying a doll of Asuka from Evangelion. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What?
Alright, so Cutie the Kitten is both the name of a YouTuber and a game based on the YouTuber. The channel, which was popular around 2016, was this MS Paint animator who claimed to be a 12-year-old girl. Her avatar was this pink cat character, and she was really obsessed with Sans from Undertale, saying that she was his wife. I guess this 12-year-old got into a lot of drama, as many seem to not look back on this channel fondly. You could find, like, commentary videos, which granted were probably made by people in a similar age range, just hating on her videos for being cringe. Interestingly, popular YouTuber Quiet Tomato, known for being the creator of the Five Nights at Freddy's fan animated series Springtrap and Mangle, was planning to create a game based on Cutie the Kitten using the Doom engine of all things. The game was planned to have around 40 levels and have full cutscenes and boss battles. However, only 3 screenshots have ever surfaced from the gameplay. It supposedly would have had similar gameplay to Undertale, except it's 3D. However that would work. I don't even know why this would warrant its own game, but it makes a little more sense when you see one of Quiet Tomato's other tweets, where he explains that Cutie the Kitten was actually a made-up persona of one of his Google Plus friends, and they were just trolling everyone. Honestly, a pretty good bit.
Oh, that's actually cool, like a cool
Dragon
story.
Lord Frodo is, I guess, this obscure streamer who's become kind of a lolcow. He's pretty reclusive, spending most of his time in his apartment in Buffalo, New York, dressed in nothing but a t-shirt and his tidy whities. He's known for getting really mad over basically nothing, most of the time just being that his live stream didn't receive enough comments. I'm kind of conflicted because this guy is very clearly mentally ill and has severe anger issues, but at the same time he's also, you know, a known animal abuser. There's a couple clips around where he screams at his cat and even admits to starving her and beating her. They're not really a whole lot productive I can say about this guy. There's a handful of lolcow YouTubers who have covered him before if you're really interested, but for me, I'm just gonna keep moving. Deploys Insane is a pretty obscure YouTube channel that now no longer exists. The only video ever confirmed to have existed on this channel is a video called Trainando, where he's shooting a bow and arrow at some targets. The person this channel belonged to was a 17-year-old boy by the name of Guilherme Tauchi, who, in 2019, orchestrated the Suzano High School massacre in Sao Paulo, Brazil, alongside his partner in crime, 25-year-old Luis Henrique de Castro. They were both ex-students of the school, and many reports say they were influenced by both Columbine, as well as Dogala-chan, a Brazilian alt-right message board. The shooting would essentially be Brazil's equivalent to Columbine, with several other shootings happening afterwards that are directly said to have been committed by people inspired by the event. As for the channel, what's interesting about the YouTube channels of murderers is that you often get a pretty raw look into their mind and what led them to do the things they did. However, this clearly isn't the case with this one. He shoots a bow and arrow, but like, that's not really indicative of anything. I guess there was a bow and arrow at the scene, but it obviously wasn't used to kill anyone, so it's really up to you to decide whether or not this says anything about the attack. No matter the case, it remains one of the largest scale school shootings in the country.
Why I killed so many. Again, any lives lost on this tier list to shit like that, I just have to say my condolences, because that feels like such a garbage way to exit the video game, bro. That's so crazy, dude. Like, imagine your life being like just snuffed out because of somebody deciding they want to come to school and put you in their movie and be the main character of their own human crime, bro. Like, what the fuck? And then another thing that has still not sat well with me, is very odd to me about all this, is the whole girls finding these like school shooters attractive, or like massive fan bases being, you know, it's just odd to me, man. It's odd, dude. I don't know. Sorry, when I get these things, I just kind of get this like wave of like low feeling, because I'm like, it's just, that's just like.
Why I Killed So Many Liberians, the demonic confession of General Butt Naked, is a 2-hour-long video detailing the never-before-seen confessions of Joshua Milton Blai, better known by a pseudonym used during his time as a warlord, General Butt Naked. Now, during the 1990s, in the American colony, now independent
General Butt Naked.
country of Liberia, a civil war was being waged over the corruption and totalitarianism present in the Liberian government. General Butt Naked was the leader of a group of soldiers that fought on the side of the government, and he was one of the most evil warlords of all time. He enlisted soldiers who were primarily children, and true to his name, wore no clothes whatsoever, besides like magic charms, as he believed it would render him impervious to bullets. Of course, he never did get touched by a bullet, so maybe he was onto something. General Butt Naked practiced many horrible atrocities like cannibalism and human sacrifice. He said in an interview, "Sometimes I would enter under the water where children were playing. I would dive under the water, grab one, carry him under, and break his neck. Sometimes I'd cause accidents. Sometimes I'd just slaughter them." So, yeah, pretty unsavory guy. According to him, he did this when he was under the control of Satan, but now he's actually a Christian pastor. Yeah, apparently he's a changed man. He's just kind of around nowadays. This ABC article says specifically that he goes to chess club on Saturdays, and for a while you could even straight up add him on Facebook. There's all these news articles about how he's like repented, and that's good, sure, but like really guys, are we forgiving this dude like just like that? I don't know if I agree with that.
You guys, I'm fucking dying. I can't get over this. Hold on. I have to show this. Shout out to Kush Poppy. His Instagram is Kush Poppy.
Oh, Optimus, where the fuck are you, man? I sent you to the store like 2 hours ago.
Hello, sir. I'm looking for the best fruit for you, my king.
Man, I don't want any fruit. I said fruit snacks. Now get the fuck
can't, bro. When you sent the Tesla robot to the grocery store, I'm fucking crying. I had to take a break, but I got stuck. I got stuck answering my girlfriend, and then I just started doom scrolling, and this was the first thing that popped up. But I'm gonna get back to recording. But no, man, the fucking bro, that kill. I was not expecting that, bro. Oh, bro, it was so funny. And I don't know how he was talking, just had me weak, bro, because of New York. He sounds like he's from Jersey almost. Like, get the fuck back there. What? I just went through like Irish and British. Oh man, I'm fucking crying. He almost sounds like, yo, Optimus, what the fuck? How you doing? Get the fuck back. All right. No joke. I think I'm sorry. I think ChatGPT every time I'm using it. And ChatGPT is already aware of me. You can ask to break down Lunar Was Lost, the YouTuber, and it actually gives you, yo, it makes me sound like a fucking scholar of the ancient arts. I think if you ask the right questions, but I think if you genuinely ask, it's hilarious. But hey, if the AI uprising happens, I feel like I'm I'm on the good side, because I don't mind. But like, still, I don't even know. HPD 102119 4th disc body worn camera. Oh, I don't know why I got so hype. I think it's just because of the fucking, I'm off the goofy chemicals from laughing at that video, dude.
Yeah, this video is pretty fucked up. It's a 911 call followed by body cam footage. It starts with a 6-year-old boy and his mom calling the police on each other. The boy is saying that the mom is trying to kill him, while the mother is trying to say that they're making us kill each other. Although, whoever they is very unclear. After that, the body cam footage plays, and the boy walks out covered in around 24 stab wounds. They go into the house, and the mother, identified as Claudia Nadia...
Is this Henderson Police Department? Bro. What a thing to come back to. My emotions get spiked, hype, and then down here in the negatives. Holy shit. That's why I have to take a break from watching these shits. No, I'm just joking. But well, not joking, because that's serious what it like feels like it tries to do. But whoo, man, is this real or gonna be like an ARG, dude? Or like just some really dark shit? This might be real, bro. I'm gonna prepare myself.
Rodriguez tries to take the officer's gun, resulting in her being shot to death in front of the child. Even given the circumstances, a lot of people consider it police brutality that the officers had to do that. However, they weren't charged with anything and it was considered self-defense. I don't have much else to say about this video. It's truly just one of the most disturbing videos on the website.
I want to go look, but I also don't. That is crazy, bro. What the last moments before our apartment building burned down, rip Ashwood Apartments. What are these entries, dude? Let's get it.
This entry refers to this video uploaded in 2020 by YouTube user Jeff and Katz. Around 7 o'clock in the evening, the fire alarm started ringing in this guy's apartment. So what he did is that he took out his camera and vlogged the entire evacuation process. You'd expect the video to be fairly morbid and haunting, and yeah, it definitely is. I think the terror and sadness in the uploader is pretty palpable. However, I also very much appreciate the dad trying to lighten up the mood.
Oh, remember I said about be careful what you asked for? I never asked for this. You wanted to move, right?
He said you wanted to move, right? Damn.
Slaughter.mp.
What do they even do for, like, what do they even do for people that happens to? What do you do? Because, like, where do you go, you know?
Or refers to a video of a camel being brutally slaughtered, which is pretty self-explanatory, right? Now, this video is one of those that possibly doesn't exist, and the legend originates from the Roblox community. The story goes that there'd be a video like this, and it would be posted to the old Roblox forums around 2012. Specifics are different between those who recounted it happening. This one Reddit poster says video of a camel getting its neck cut open that got randomly queued several times in plug.dj rooms on the official Roblox forums. I'm not 100% sure who kept doing it, got banned, but it happened like 5 times that I know of, one of which I unfortunately ran into. Another person corroborates this, saying that they also saw the video, adding an IDK, it might not even be the same video, but from what I remember, it was an unfinished room, and it had a lot of echo. Terrible quality, too, like 144p or something. I don't know, it's just a vague memory. Right, so these were left in the comment section of a Roblox Iceberg posted to Reddit in June of 2020. There's also a story written about this camelslaughter.mp4 posted on the Roblox Creepypasta wiki. This page, apparently, needs to be immediately deleted. Okay, shit. This person's story goes that someone posted the video saying, here's a video of a camel with a smiley face. Then he clicked on the video, and it apparently showed a real camel getting his neck stabbed multiple times as blood pours out onto the floor. Now, this is consistent with the Reddit post. Sure, it was posted on a creepypasta page, but I guess it's not entirely possible that someone would post a real story as a creepypasta. However, it's also possible that they made up the story after seeing the Reddit post, since the earliest edits of the page was January 2021. Now, another mention of Camel Slaughtered MP4 comes from livegore.com. Yes, I actually went here for this video. According to the title and the description, this is the real video that was posted to the Roblox forums back when the forums were a thing. But a camel doesn't even get slaughtered in this one. He just gets like tied to a tree and then throws one of the people in the video with his mouth. And it definitely doesn't take place in an unfurnished room. That being said though, there are actually a lot of videos of camels having their necks sliced open floating around the internet, especially old videos. I actually found one posted 9 years ago, and yeah, it actually matches up perfectly, and it does link back to the YouTube video, which is now privated, so Camel Slaughtered MP4 did actually exist, and it could be found on YouTube. Yeah, you thought there was going to be one of those entries where I investigate some online urban legend and prove that it's fake? Yeah, I thought that too, but no, not this time, I guess. Hell, you can even go...
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little bit fake, but damn, I mean, I'm not glad that it's real, but I'm also glad for the fact that it didn't end up like the one cliches, so... Make of that what you will, I guess.
Go to the Roblox forum archive and search Camel Slaughter, and it's posted there numerous times. Well, don't I feel stupid now?
I'm having like technical difficulties getting back into this part, but this part is Nick Bait. Nick Bait. He said his full name. I'm gonna just go back so he can play it again, but apparently we're starting off that this is one of the most disgraceful individuals to grace the platform. I'm gonna go back and see if that's what he said, but what I said that got cut out of me restarting the video, or like this part of the video, was that he has a picture with a cat, so I'm really hoping it has nothing to do with some sort of animal abuse, but I mean, I don't know, this picture.
Chosen internet alias Nick Bait is in the forum archive, and search Camel Slaughter, and it's posted there. Is an internet denizen who at one point had a YouTube channel by the name of Dr. Nicholas Bait. Nick Bait is, no holds barred, the most disgusting person ever to grace the internet, or at least among
There we go.
the people I've heard about. This has just generally been a pretty gross video, what with King Ass Ripper, the dandruff guy, and the dolphin fucker, but trust me, Nick Bait goes far beyond that. If you don't want to hear me talk about any of these things, turn back now. There's so...
What is this one, bro? Bro, oh my gosh, what is this? Nah, bro. Nah. I'm gonna listen to it and see if I even want to just, let's see real quick. I'm just gonna say, if y'all want to watch this part for yourself, or you want my reaction to it without playing it, I guess we get to see the slow descent of my sanity, because no, I'm just joking. I mean, it doesn't affect me too crazy, because it's like, I know people like this exist, but this is wild what I'm hearing so far. This wasn't a very clean man, apparently. Let's continue. Now, the copperfile part is making sense with all that not being a too clean man, I would say. Wow. Oh, no way, bro. There's no way, bro. Isn't that dangerous, bro? Oh, what? I'm like so glad I'm cutting this out. If you guys see the timestamp right here, you can probably guess what I'm hearing. I don't even have comments, bro. What? Wow. Wow. Wow, you guys. I don't even think saying what was the ass rips guy? The guy who was farting? I don't even think putting like listing any of the more odd content creators on the list and then this guy's name even go together, bro. Holy shit. No pun intended, but what in the absolute heck, dude? What the? I'm just gonna show y'all where we are at. Where we are at. My God, dude. It was a relative.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, I guess.
No, hands down. Hands down. that was probably one of the worst people on the iceberg, dude. Just deplorable, bro. Wow, man.
And that concludes Tier 10, the Destroyer of Worlds tier of the massive YouTube iceberg. I think it's safe to say that while Tier 9 was possibly the most disturbing tier of the iceberg, this one was definitely the grossest. Nick Bait, King Ass Ripper, the dandruff guy. Yeah, I'm not going to look forward to editing those parts. I hope you at least found some entertainment value from it, though. Anyways, we're still inching closer and closer to the end. Next time we'll cover Tier 11, which will most likely be in 2 parts. Who fucking knows it's going to be in that, and I hope to have Tier 12 and 13 in one big finale video that will take a bit longer to come out. So, as of right now, the plan is to finish the series of the next 3 videos, not including the one you just watched. Thank you to my supporters on Ko-fi, as well as on Patreon, and also everyone else who decided to watch my videos and subscribe. Join me next time, and hopefully before the end of 2024, when we start Tier 11. See ya.
What a way to end the iceberg. Or not the iceberg, the tier. See, my brain is actually rattled from that. That is absolutely insane, man. That is absolutely insane, dude. Yikes, man. I don't even know what to say with ending the video with that. I just recommend you go watch if you're curious. That guy was a different level, man. Almost seems very similar to like you know what I would say? As to where certain people are allegations, that guy was like the embodiment of the allegations. Whoo, that was crazy. By the way, I just wanted to show. Don't worry, I did not watch this one right here. I think I just may have clicked on it. But a month ago, we are here. We are right here. So these two, and then in this video he mentioned he's gonna do like 12 and 13 in one big finale, which I'm assuming he's working on right now. So let's catch up if I can within time. I definitely will put more fire under my ass and get these episodes out. I don't know if the final episode will drop within the time that I do them, but I'll definitely try to put them out. Oh man, let's go, dude. Wow. Much love in Moonlight after that.